63% of adults have reported at least one instance where they have engaged in self-sabotaging behavior. And today we're going to learn about how to overcome your self-sabotaging behaviors. Hi, my name is Lovett Namoko, and welcome to my channel where we talk about how to improve your life through the power of the subconscious mind. Here are the 4 points that will help you overcome your self-sabotaging behaviors in 2025. 1. Believe it is possible. 2. Understand it's just a programming. 3. Learn new habits through auto-suggestion methods. 4. Never ever give up, no matter how long it takes. Self-sabotaging behaviors are behaviors that hinder your goals. So for example, conscious and unconscious fears, doubts, procrastination, laziness, low self-worth, negative beliefs. If you have more, you can name it in the comment section. Okay, 4 ways to overcome self-sabotaging behaviors. 1. Believe it is possible. Ever heard some people say something like, this is how I am, this is how I'm wired, this is just me, things like that. Now, nobody is hardwired. There's something called hardwiring. There are programs we take up when we are kids and that run our lives. But there's also something called neuroplasticity. Breakthrough science have shown that the brain is not hardwired. Through some methods I'm going to share, you can actually change your programming. That habit, that fear that comes when you want to take a step can be changed. So number 1 is believe it is possible. Number 2, understanding is just a programming. It is not how you were made. You were programmed that way. Everybody is born with a clean slate. It's called tabula rasa, meaning that as a child, you were born with nothing, no programming. I know there has been argument whether we are a product of nature or nurture, but your environment can change your nature. Environment meaning what you are exposed to, the knowledge you are exposed to, things you experience around you. Knowing that it is a programming and understanding how programming works frees you. When you are born, the things that make up your preferences, your behaviors, the character you eventually exhibit as an adult, started from childhood, what you were exposed to, the knowledge you were exposed to, the kind of environment you were brought up. The study has shown that if you're brought up in an environment, for example, you were brought up to uphold certain standards, those things, good or bad, begin to create who you see yourself to be. For example, how you were treated as a child. If you were valued as a child, your opinions mattered, you would grow up believing in yourself a lot more than the one who wasn't treated like his opinion mattered as a child. So that's an example of a programming. As you keep experiencing that environment, you keep strengthening that neural pathway. I talked about it a lot in my book, Life Euphoria, how your thoughts create your life. I'm going to leave the link on the description box so that you can get an e-copy for yourself. Okay, so if as a child you were made to uphold certain standard, you might grow up having perfectionism as your self-sabotaging behavior. So you never start anything until it's perfect. And we know that you can never get everything perfectly done. For example, for someone who wants to have a business, or maybe you are trying to choose a spouse and then you want every single thing to be perfect and you're waiting for the perfect time. Understanding that it is just a programming and not how you were made. It's a liberating factor. Now you are programmed through your 5 senses, through hearing, seeing, touching, feeling, and all that. Breakthrough science shows us how to unprogram those things. Now that brings us to the 3rd point, developing new habits through auto-suggestion method. Auto-suggestion methods are ways through which you teach your mind new tricks. That's my simple way of putting it. Now we know that the subconscious mind is the habit mind, as it's called. It's the mind where your programmings are stored. How you react, how you act, your subconscious behaviors, they are all stored there. So we have the mind that we know, the conscious mind, where you think from, and the subconscious mind, where your thought patterns are created, are stored. Now, to create new habits, we now know that The same way those self-sabotaging habits were created in the first place is the same way they are going to be unprogrammed. Auto-suggestion methods I'm going to dwell on today are basically these three: visualizing the new habits you want to imbibe, positive affirmations, and journaling. Number one, visualization. Naturally we visualize. For example, talking about an elephant. If I say, I just saw an elephant, your mind just naturally starts seeing an elephant. That's how the mind is wired. So naturally, every day we visualize what we hear. It just forms pictures most of the time. So for you to learn new habits, consciously programming our minds would mean this is the outcome I want. Now, to teach your mind to stop self-sabotaging through visualization, you have to put the picture that you want. So, for example, you procrastinate a lot. See yourself now getting things done quicker. Let's say your boss gives you assignment at work, and then you close your eyes and you visualize that your boss was commending you. Wow, that was quick. You're telling your mind that I don't procrastinate by seeing it in a picture. So beyond seeing it will now be number two now, positive affirmations. I don't recommend visualizing without saying. They go hand in hand. In my book, Life Euphoria, How Your Thoughts Create Your Life, I recommended think it, feel it, say it, cycle. They go together. Like the Holy Book says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speak. That is how it works. So at night, your subconscious mind is more active. So that's the best time to teach your mind a new habit. I always recommend before you sleep, you close your eyes and think through the day. How did the day go? Did I perform my task? Did I meet all my goals for the day? Okay, what didn't I do? Where did I waste too much time? What did I do right? Did I react the best way to my client? Or did I react the best way to my spouse or my significant other? So you close your eyes and replay that scenario. Play it as though it happened the way you wanted it. Let's say you had a pitch at work, you did a sales pitch, and you didn't say the right things. So close your eyes and see yourself speaking fluently. Do it every night, and you find that you've taught your mind a new trick. So you don't just say it, you see it. Now, another thing you must add to it, through the think it, feel it, and say it cycle, is you should know that it's only thoughts and words that go with feelings that are actually stamped into your subconscious mind. Every experience we have, we always have a feelings to it. Your brain stores information, behaviors, reaction, memories alongside with feelings. It's the feelings that keep them alive. The language of the subconscious mind is feeling. So you feel the good. Let's say you did the pitch well this time. So feel satisfaction as you are rehearsing that pitch this time. You have to do it over and over again. The third way to develop new habits through auto-suggestion is journaling. Like I said, it can work in a way to teach yourself a new habit. Just like when you are a student in school, there are things you will never learn until you write it down. There are things that you cannot teach your mind until you journal it, you write it down. For example, the new person you want to become, you write it down. And like we said, you write it down in the same format that you visualize it. You experience life in the present. You don't experience life in the past or in the future. You journal it in the present. You put the new you in the present. For example, you are struggling with an addiction and you want to stop. You don't write, I want to stop social addiction. You write the opposite of it. You write, I'm a sober, clean, healthy person. You call your name or however you want to put it. So you are experiencing it in the present. And then at the same, like I said, it all goes together. As you are writing it down, it's another way of putting it in your brain. So there are other aspects of journaling that we will talk about in our next video. And that's where it comes to the gratitude journaling, affirmation journaling. There are different ways. And then the therapeutic journaling, the type of journaling that you do to unclog your mind. It gives you perspective when you write it down. So number 4, never ever give up, no matter how long it takes. Commit to doing this every day. Feel it, see it, say it. These three things go hand in hand. So the positive affirmation will now be in present tense. Say it and feel it and see it as though it's already happening. It's been scientifically proven that this is how we learn. We learn through our five senses. This is how you learn the behaviors you have from childhood. That's how you experience life. You experience life through your five senses. So the same way, the scientific fact, no matter the religion you belong, it still holds true. Sometimes you don't have to say it, but feel it and see it. Eventually, in your day-to-day life, it becomes natural to you that you find yourself speaking like a millionaire or a billionaire in 2025. By the time you see yourself that way, you closing the deals, you having your big company or whatever it is, by the time you keep seeing yourself over and over, you're teaching your mind the new way of being. And eventually you find yourself not seeing money as an object. So it starts from seeing, then eventually to translate to what you say and how you say things. You won't talk unbelief, you won't talk little, you won't talk down on yourself, you will talk positively, it will just translate naturally. So you train yourself long enough, no matter how long it takes, don't give up. You should always check, how am I doing now? How am I subconsciously just saying, speaking? Maybe somebody asks you about money, you don't say, it's not going, I don't have it. Maybe you just say things like, I'm working on getting it, or I'm working on it, or whatever. So those language that just comes out naturally shows where you are. So do not give up. Many people give up when they try it a few nights or a few days or a few months. Sometimes it might be 3 weeks into doing it. Some people even have results within 1 day. It can be one, it depends on where you are. And like I said, you can have results incrementally. So the results you have today may not be the one you are looking for tomorrow. So once again, thank you for listening. So get this book. I'm going to share the link to this book. It will help you with many of the things I said about self-sabotaging behaviors. Life euphoria, how your thoughts create your life. So to have more of this, like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.